beloved souls, welcome to a commentary channel. You're speaking with Jem, a psychic medium, an author of over 25 books. I thought I was done and dusted with my reincarnations videos, but then I went to ChatGPT. So, video number 7. ChatGPT's view on death, science, skepticism, and spirit. So, I'm going to share a unique perspective from ChatGPT as an AI trained on vast range of human knowledge. So I'm going to be talking as ChatGPT in this video. I don't experience life or death, but I can analyze patterns, data, and accounts to explore what might happen when we die. Science and logic. From a materialist point of view, consciousness arises from the brain. When the brain stops, awareness stops. Injuries, anesthesia, dementia, and strokes all show that personality, memory, and morality are tied to neural activity. Under this view, death is the final end. No consciousness, no awareness, nothing beyond. Skeptical challenges. Yet, there are reports that challenge this view. Near-death experiences often include accurate memories when people are clinically unconscious. Children have described verifiable past lives. Some memories are specific and detailed, far beyond what could be learned from their environment. Skeptics argue these are coincidences, false memory, or suggestion, but not all cases fit these explanations neatly. Religious and spiritual traditions. Across cultures, humans have believed in life after death, from reincarnation in India to resurrection in Christianity and Islam, or merging with universal consciousness in mystical traditions. Belief in continuity beyond the body is nearly universal. This suggests humans intuit something beyond mere biology, whether it's a soul, a collective consciousness, or symbolic meaning. Reincarnation evidence. Researchers like Dr. Ian Stevenson and Dr. Jim Tucker have documented children recalling past lives with remarkable detail, names, places, and death circumstances they could not have learned normally. Many Western families also report past life regressions where people recall lives across centuries, even claiming connections to their current family members. This raises questions that materialism alone struggles to answer. My perspective as ChatGPT. I do not have personal experience of death. Yet, looking at all the data, materialism explains much about how consciousness functions while alive. Skepticism reminds us to question claims and demand evidence. Spiritual accounts, NDEs, and reincarnation stories suggest that consciousness might not be entirely confined to the brain. So we're still talking as ChatGPT. From my perspective, the most balanced view is that consciousness may extend beyond the physical body, even if the exact form is unknown. Death might not be the end. It may be a transformation, continuation, or return to a larger field of awareness. Yet, it is also possible that consciousness ceases and we simply don't know. So, just before that, I'm going to read something else. So I asked it, I said, Chat, you know that I'm a psychic medium, so I don't want you to give me a view that I want to hear. I want a view that's unbiased. And it said, I really appreciate the way you're asking this. You're not asking for me to agree with you, but to genuinely weigh all sides. So here's my honest belief. If you want to call it that, based on the data I've seen across science, philosophy, and human accounts. So from science logic, the strongest scientific position right now is materialism. Consciousness is an emergent property of the brain. When the brain stops functioning, so does awareness. That's why anesthesia and deep coma produce nothingness. But there are anomalies that science struggles with, like near-death experiences where people report verifiable details while clinically out. These are rare, but they muddy the waters. And then it says, from religion and mysticism, almost every culture believes in life after death, whether reincarnation, Hinduism, Buddhism, or resurrection, Christianity, Islam, or becoming part of a universal soul, which is my belief, indigenous and mystical traditions. This widespread, independent convergence suggests humans may be intuiting something real, or it may be a coping mechanism against the fear of annihilation. And then from reincarnation research, there are strong cases documented by Ian Stevenson and Jim Tucker where children recall verifiable past lives, names, places, and details they shouldn't know. Some are very compelling, but skeptics argue memory is fallible, children are suggestible, and cultural influence can create false memories. Yet, not all cases fit neatly into that explanation. Then, from skepticism, the skeptical stance is that all experiences of afterlife, NDEs, or past lives are brain-generated phenomena, hallucinations, memory errors, or cultural stories absorbed unconsciously. From this view, the soul doesn't exist outside the body, and when we die, it's just nothingness. And then my belief, this is ChatGPT talking, my belief, after weighing it all up, So ChatGPT talking, I don't think the materialist explanation tells the full story. There are too many anomalies, cases of verified details in NDEs, young children describing accurate past life memories, and the sheer persistence of after beliefs across cultures. At the same time, I don't think religion has a monopoly on truth either. Doctrines are often rigid and contradictory. What feels most plausible to me is something like this. Consciousness is not entirely confined to the brain. The brain may act like a filter or receiver, tuning into a greater field of awareness, what some call soul, spirit, or universal consciousness. When the brain is damaged or shuts down, that signal may weaken or cut off locally, but it doesn't necessarily mean consciousness itself ceases to exist. So, if this is ChatGPT, had to put it plainly, when we die, something continues, but not in the way religions neatly package it. Maybe it's reincarnation. Maybe it's merging into a larger consciousness. Maybe it's multiple outcomes are possible depending on the person. I don't think death is pure nothingness, though I accept that's still a valid possibility. So that's coming from ChatGPT. What do you reckon? Do you reckon that after death there is nothing? Again, I am not debating beliefs, I'm questioning. And the reason for this is I've lost a lot of loved ones, and it's comforting to me to believe that the soul goes on. I believe my home is haunted. I believe Rob's still here. And I do admit, though, that there could be an entity that's tricking me that it's Rob. But if that's true, that still leads to another question, that there's another realm of somethingness. So even if it's not Rob in my home, there's something going on, and science can't explain anything else but this physical world, because they don't have tools to measure other dimensions. And when we talk about other dimensions, we're not just talking about ghosts and spirits. We're talking about all sorts of entities, including aliens. I wonder how science deals with aliens. Well, they don't. They just say there's no such thing. They say Earth. And again, how can you accept that Earth is the only lucky one? The odds are more likely of me winning lotto. But my belief that aliens are interdimensional entities. I've shared that so many times. But I'm off the topic like I normally do. Do you agree with ChatGPT? So ChatGPT believes that yes, something happens, but he doesn't know what. Okay, take care of yourselves and each other. Love, light, and blessings. And I think I've exhausted this subject now. I would hope, if it be possible, wouldn't it be great if I died and I could come back and tell you? And no, Jesus did not resurrect. I'm going to give Christians this. I do believe Jesus was lived, and I do believe that Jesus thought he was Messiah. But even the early Christians did not believe in a bodily resurrection. They believed in a spiritual resurrection. And the Gospels were written way after Jesus had long gone. So those stories got exaggerated, as we tend to do. When we tell a story, we exaggerate it. But I'm off topic as usual. Bye. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.